The suspension, no more running for Ash.
Wall tuning.
He was just too committed to the corner, wasn't he? Carried way too much speed. I think did he miss the... no, I don't think he was wide on the apex. Just trying to go too fast. And a little bit dirty still on the outside of the circuit. Not a lot of grip out there. Probably the tyre still hasn't come up.
That is the way he goes. And now we've got our first one at 7.
Turn 7.
Jordan Boyce.
Grabbing Jordan Boyce's car.
Oof. The tyres for this practice session, they don't want to hurt them.
Oh, it's 7. Exodus. Oh, really?
And that was the voice of Dave Patterson, his engineer, who's been retained for this season as well. Good combination last year.
So that was exactly the concerns of some of the drivers with the changes. There was that scenario where you turn in through that section of the corner, turn in for turn 7, carrying quite a lot of speed, lose the rear of the car like that. I don't know, he may not save that, but he would have had a pretty harmless kind of spin. So it's changed the way you've got to approach that corner for sure. It's been something that's been in play now for quite a long time. As we see another car. Oh, and
nearly
then the
takes
20.
Jack Smith with him. That's Matt Charter, who's made the switch over to a Ford this year.
Wow. So here's the shot from Jack just behind. So now exit of 6, turn in for 7. A little bit of a moment there for Charter. And
gee, saw that early.
He did see that early. I thought it was a bit closer from the front view, but not so bad for Jack at all.
Practice at the moment. Plenty of commitment out there so far for Bryce, and there's plenty more going on here.
Oh.
And that's concrete right there.
At the exit of turn 3.
Jake Kostecki.
Yeah,
Now we're here on the streets of Adelaide. Barbera's given the tyres a whack down there at turn 1.
A decent whack.
Enough to break that bar away from the front left quarter panel. And
so it's the angle of attack. Bang. Yeah. Wow. So he's punched that right front wheel right up into the shotgun panel and into the top of the arch there, and whammo. Separated by 0.07 of a second, less than a tenth. There's the 44. Dylan O'Keefe rearranges the tyres down at turn 1.
You know what that shot reminds me of when we see it every time? It's the slow motion.
He spent the season in New Zealand at the Toyota Racing Series, actually, he was the DSO. So.
Oh, no, we've got Tyler Everingham in the fence. Well, now out of the fence, but it's certainly...
Turn 8.
Yep, wiped it hard down that left-hand side. The youngest driver in the field had a very cautious approach to yesterday at Matt White Motorsport, and unfortunately, that has taken quite a chunk out of the left-hand side of that car.
Man, you've got some stats. That is a good one.
Wouldn't say good stats, but they are certainly stats. There is Tyler Everingham once again into the fence, and you can literally hear the parts bouncing down the road behind him. That's never a good thing.
There's plenty of parts coming out of Matt White's truck too to repair that. Fortunately, as we've seen many times, it didn't then turn to the right and go into the fence on the other side. How many times we see cars break their steering, have a problem, they hit the wall just where Tyler has, unable to control it, and then they head across the other side and do damage to the right-hand side of the car too. So fortunately, if it can be seen that way, the damage was sustained only on the left. So anyway, there it is, another replay that makes you sort of get a shiver down your spine every time you see it. Go down to Rihanna.
Joel Heinrich, our 2018 Aussie Racing Car Champion. You're a debut this weekend in the Dunlop Super2. Have you got so much extra room?
So this is what happened to...
turn 4. And that is a reasonable impact with the barrier. You can see the conveyor belting there doing its job really, really well. Didn't suck him right in, managed to get the wheels turned in the right direction. There's Randall, turn 1. And maybe turned in a fraction too early. That is a fairly large take of the tyre barrier down at turn 1.
The most experienced in the field will lead us up through the first chicane and towards turn 4. He's 3 or 4 car lengths clear. Speared sideways and off down the escape road. A terrible start for the Tickford Drivers campaign.
Kurt Kostecki, I think, involved in that one. Last thing you need to be doing is arriving at turn 8 with no rear wing on one of these cars. It's side by side through 7. Remember, there's not as much room as there as what there was 12 months ago. The exit has been closed right up. The wall is up against the curb.
This will be a nervous moment. Turn 8, they're going side by side. And continue. And he has swiped the wall at turn 8. The battle's still on between the Kostecki cousins now, going side by side through turn 9.
And they pushed each other.
Safety car conditions. Our first look at the brand new Vodafone Mustang safety car. Mean bit of kit. And this is why what started here at turn 4. Kostecki into Randall. Randall loses the rear wing on the back of Goddard's car. You could see the whole rear wing on Goddard's thing move.
Yeah.
And amazingly, it held on. Then there was this at turn 5. Grove getting into the side of Charter, who's just been shown a mechanical black flag as well for the bodywork that's hanging off the 18. This is what it looked like from Jack Smith's point of view, the sole Brad Jones racing car.
We shouldn't really be surprised with the action in Dunlop Super 2. They didn't disappoint all season 2018. And it just shows how competitive it is. Yeah, I mean, he was miles away from the apex, wasn't he, Kurt Kostecki? The damage to that car, he was very wide. Probably looking at his mirror as well, seeing other cars coming. Didn't want to sort of back out of it too soon. Thought maybe it was going to be okay. Clearly it was not.
Sort of pot committed by that point.
Yeah.
And
I've made that mistake, being on the outside of turn 8 in the past. Had some bloke in a red car come and hit me from behind. I think his name was Mark.
Elephants and race car drivers both have very long memories in this form of sport. And that was a nasty one for Kurt Kostecki. 0 points for Kurt's championship.
Now he's
points.
Now he's going to write notes.
Yeah, what a shame for Triple Eight as well. What have been Joel Heinrich, her teammate, local fella here. Oh no, and off and into the fence, Will Brown. One by one, the heavy hitters are falling. And that's at the exit of 7. I don't recall ever seeing a car in that part of the fence.
Well, that's maybe due to the new realignment there of the wall, was it?
And they're all the experienced and
so
fast
Brown,
guys.
There we go. So he was down the inside of Kostecki. Cleanly done. Very cleanly done. But wow. Okay, that one's going to be really interesting. And I don't... and wouldn't want to be the one having to make a call on that. So he made a very clean move on Brodie Kostecki. The room, he did move. Oh, there was room on the left-hand side. That's one of those moments where it's going to go on for a little while, I would suspect.
He knows one way, and that way is fast.
You are not wrong. Not wrong. We saw that in Adelaide, didn't we? Out the gate in Adelaide, first round of Dunlop Super 2, and he found the wall on the second lap, I think. Out of the way very easily at all. And he goes off. And he goes off.
That's the result.
Yeah.
Frustrated Bryce Fullwood goes all the way through the sand trap and out the other end.
And went down the inside, and I think he was just deep. Yeah, and he moved over to the left as well, and put himself in a pretty precarious position.
You don't want to go in any more sideways than that down there.
No, we've seen a few.
And one of those drivers in the top 4, Mason Barbera, who had a really good, strong first round, just finding the sand down there.
Massive braking force down there into turn 7, and locked the left front by the look. Yep, the left front was well on fire. So did he just try to take a little bit too much road there? And there in the background, as Bryce Fullwood comes through using all that curb again. I noticed that in practice 1. He's right up over the top.
I've never seen anyone using the left-hand curb through turn 4 before in a supercar here.
I think a lot of guys have got up on a little bit of that curb there and used to try and use it.
It's brilliantly actually
through, yeah, and through angle. 3 and 4 into... Oh,
whoa!
Where's Brendan Grove been?
Wow.
That's going into turn 4, so he was a long, long way to the right-hand side there. And we saw also, looks like there's a cloud of dirt and dust. Yes, there it is, down Matt Charter, down into the last turn, turn 7, at the back, right at the back, replay. Matt Charter down into 7, locks the left front. Is always the one that causes the problem there. Heavy on the brakes, if not the most. Oh, geez, look at it disappear off there and start to bulldoze his way through. Very, very lucky, actually, just to get through, considering he's got slick tyres on that car. There's no grip in those kinds of environments out there. And there, Brenton Grove. There's another car. Jordan Boyce is also, there we go, off the back of turn 7. So out the gate, Dunlop Super 2, trying to find the limits.
Oh, it's tight, just in front of Justin Bridget. Grove again in the same corner.
Is that
It's the exact same. It's not an action replay. That actually just happened twice.
The track's not wet, right? There hasn't...
What is going on? Is there that much dirt on the circuit now that
there is now.
It wasn't earlier. This is mayhem. We're 5 minutes in. We've got an okay lap time from Adam Marjoram, who sits on top, but we're all on old tyres still. And we've got the world's
really like to
dirtiest
know
racetrack.
what Grove is. He spun going into 4. So has he grabbed too much curb on the right-hand side at 3 and unsettled the car? But that is very unusual. AJ, can you enlighten us, please?
Yeah, I'm going to try to, lads. I've just run up to a couple of teams in the pit lane here because I was curious as well. So the teams are all on warm-up tyres. They were allowed to bring a set across from yesterday. They're not on their greens yet. They're allowed to go out, get some heat into the brakes, and obviously struggling for a little bit of grip. We're seeing a lot of greens being fitted now.
He has got time to come around and start Nolan, but that's a massive lock-up.
He had such good speed. It was a pretty good run to that second sector. And unfortunately...
Is he going to be able to salvage anything out of this?
The door skin is now lying somewhere outside turn 4. It should be far enough out of bounds that we don't have to worry about the Vodafone safety car. How did we get there?
This will give us a bit of an idea, I would think.
Mason Barbera going to make his own room down there at turn 1.
Nicely done.
The Bulk Transport Solutions door is about to exit stage right.
Absolutely. And at the moment, the way Zane Goddard is... Oh.
And there's more to this. Is that Adam Marjoram in the fence? What has happened here?
6. He's gone... Has he got a failure?
Wow, that's going in hot.
Yeah.
Oh. That is a strange moment for Adam Marjoram.
It really looked like something had happened there with the right front, potentially.
He's getting out the passenger side, so the good news is he's okay.
For this race. And there is actually some water. Oh, Charter!
And this could be...
This will be our first safety car.
And we mean that of the weekend. It's been exciting so far, and there's more to the story here. Turn 1.
Oh, they've been at it for half a lap.
Good battle. Joel Heinrich's only other experience racing here at Barbagallo came a few years ago in an HQ Holden. And then, meanwhile, at the other end of the circuit, later on in that lap, it was all over for Matt Charter.
Vision and footage. Jack Smith down at the runoff here at turn 1. Turn 2.
Swing into office works and he goes any further out down that pathway. That was all underwater when the big flood came through here months ago.
It's just staggering. Just overdid the spin a little bit. If they weren't warm before, they are now the rear Dunlops.
That means the check flag is out. That's
Jake is...
It's turn 3.
So he's done some damage because you can see the left rear corner there has been rearranged slightly.
Early this year.
And of course, we don't miss much in... Oh, okay, that's a reasonable little whack though, wasn't it?
It's gone in heavily. Left a mark, more than a mark on the left rear. Sitting inside the top 5, definitely having his best run in the championship, Jake Kostecki.
Going to need some more than just a little bit of polish.
What state will those tyres be in as well? Because they look pretty new.
Oh, I don't think that'll be too much of a worry, no.
Mugged all of them off the front row. And it's Tickford who lead down to turn 2.
He's got a clear run, hasn't he? Thomas Randall was a beautiful start. I was looking at the Middies Ultima as the 3-4. What's that, Perkins?
And Brown. Both of them go around. All 3 Eggleston cars in the one crash. No way.
Mason Barbera with massive damage to his car as well.
Oh, kidding. And how's Jake Kostecki showing up on the scene to pick up 4 spots after stalling it on the grid? So Jordan Boy's caught up in that one as well.
Where did it all start to go wrong? They were spread across the entire width, and that's down the inside. Was O'Keefe. Oh, Barbera. Crunch.
Here it is again from the other angle of the exit of turn 2. Brown's already sideways. Smith into the back of O'Keefe, which is what sent Perkins around. But the amazing thing there was O'Keefe tagging both of the Eggleston cars, and then the third one caught up in it.
I think he may have been able to get through this very luckily. A little bit of a touch. Oh, squeezed between, and then goes. Oh, wow! A spinning Jack Perkins. Brenton Grove.
Gee, that was close. Nearly had a pair of jacks down there at turn 2.
Oh, he did get him too. Just got the side of Brenton Grove's car.
Now watch the very back of the field here, Murph. And Charter in particular. So bang there.
There's the big bang, and that's with Jack Perkins, wasn't it? It was Jack Perkins on the inside of the Eagleston Motorsport car.
There were 3 wide.
That sent Jordan Boyce across into Charter as they all tried to get through turn 1, which is easy flat in the dry, but cold tyres, not a lot of temperature, not a lot of pressure through that corner at the start with moisture on the track. Poor qualifying by Ash Walsh. He's making his way back through.
Jack Smith barreled out of the way, and Smith's facing the wrong way. It's Walsh, I should say, facing the wrong way. Charter goes around him, and the ISEG Maidstone Racing entry. So what's happened here? Rugia.
Oh, Rugia.
Bang.
Just got him down the inside. Couldn't pull it up. It was ambitious.
All 3 Eggleston cars got a spot on.
And you can see that inside front tyre just locking at the last phase of the braking because he knew he was in trouble.
Oh, dear.
Charter.
Turn 1.
That
big one
is potentially part of what we heard. That is a big hit.
And flags, safety car boards and flags, safety car standby.
And look where it's actually started. Way back going through turn 1. Oh, there's a rear wing.
Before turn 1. Has he had rear wing failure here?
That damage that was maybe caused from him touching the wall at the start has damaged that rear wing. And it's gone already.
It was rear wing failure. And he's arrived at turn 1. We say it's easy flat. Well, not without a rear wing.
Well, there's aerodynamics at play. It just goes to show how effective and the wing is on a supercar.
Oh, that's a massive, massive swipe of the fence down there from Matt Charter with no rear wing. Not his fault at that point. He's going for a ride. Wow. The very first year in 2009, we had one of the mini challenge cars go in there at turn 1. I had one of the AMG GT cars go in there as well, the Australian GT Championship. Not too many have gone in there at turn 1 before. It's the first corner further back. On the opening lap, Brenton Grove going for a spin. Luckily with Greshams in Townsville, Randall got it right today and would lead the field back to the checkered flag as well. Brenton Grove, unfortunately, the only driver to not finish the race.
And it shouldn't be.
Strange one for Will Brown.
Just used up too much road, didn't he, on the run down to turn 1. Very fast approach, heavy on the brakes, and you need all 4 wheels on the black stuff.
Well, ripped some body panels off the car, didn't he? No. He took his anger out on someone else in the end. Jack Smith down at turn 3 also had that moment in the background, which you may have caught. So this one, Zane Goddard going toe-to-toe with Jack Perkins.
That's the angle. That's the telling one, I think, right there. That is not good for Jack Perkins on any arguments that he might have.
Jack ended up with a crooked set of doors and a 15-second penalty for his involvement in this one. Zane Goddard second in the championship, losing a bunch of points. Decent whack. Goddard ended up finishing 13th regardless, but loses 100.
That's a reasonable bit hanging off.
Your left front wheel, as you're probably aware, is unattached.
Shouldn't laugh at that. That's not funny.
Yeah, copy.
Dave Patterson.
Oh, far out.
On the radio.
Far out.
Wow.
Sorry, guys.
Okay.
In glorious slow motion. I can see the dust under there.
There is a bit of dust.
It's slippy already.
But how fast was he going? And it just never looked like turning, did it? That is a really strange...
Chassis-wise?
Nothing was locked up.
Early diagnosis on that one?
The thing about that, there wasn't a brake lock that we saw there that would, give an indication, or unless it was locked up on the right side, but there wasn't a lot of wheel lock going on either. So was he just travelling so fast? I'm not sure. Maybe if we get a shot in full speed, might tell a bit more of a story. Yeah, chassis-wise, I mean, that's now going to be a serious struggle for qualifying.
Yeah, getting this car out for qualifying now, given how long it took to get that Erebus car fixed, for example, at real time.
Yeah, that doesn't... Something's really strange there. That doesn't give me any reason why he should have crashed. He wasn't out of control. There was no big steering movements. There was no lockup. The car sounded right. And he did sound the radio. It just didn't turn. You see the steering there. He's left hand down, and it's working, but that's a really weird one. Usually, if someone crashes there, there's a lock-up. Okay, AJ, you got anything more for us?
Yeah, I found Dave Patterson here, engineer with Thomas Randall.
Overall, it started semi-dry and it got worse and worse. Will Brown had this slip off the curb. You were in the pits for this session yesterday. The ambient temperature rapidly dropped in the space of this 40 minutes.
The windscreen of the Middies Ultimate doesn't look like it's got so many raindrops on it.
Oh, wasn't the elbow?
Did he run wide? He ran wide. He's had a moment at McPhillip.
Oh, a moment.
Start the whole process, though.
Oh.
Wow, okay. Can you believe that car is still being driven?
No.
After that. But what I'm saying is I think that it began as he came over the hill there. Could not be much closer, Brown. So he showed the nose on Everingham, who went deep and wide. Couldn't get it turned in. And made the right decision to run through the grass. And that could be just a factor. Oh, look at the splitter also shaking under brakes on Will Brown's car. So saving a big lock-up on the brakes there, realised that he wasn't going to be able to pull that car up and chose to exit stage right, ever so slightly.
A bit going on through the elbow, and a bit going on here for Brenton Grove. Oh. Yeah, he got the fence.
Wow.
Zane Goddard.
That is a moment, a serious moment. Would have been closing his right eye there as he was up against.
Oh. Just ricocheted off it. Lucky.
Walsh is
from here. Walsh is in. It's a difficult breaking point he needs to get
this car
he's going, and he throws it off the road and has to abort. Oh man, he was coming in hot. You could see it straight away.
Commodore twitches under brakes going in to turn 2. They're now using all the road, so that cleanup has been effective. As Jack Smith there used every single... Brown, he's in the fence hard. Oh, pushing into the cutting. He was pulling away from Smith. And that is his day. Wow.
Takes
from bad to worse.
He's gone. Drive this thing down the hill and back to the pits the way he's going.
And then here it is, coming up to the cutting, Will Brown. Just fast and wide.
Oh, that was a big hit, obviously. Very disappointed.
Yeah, see how wide he is compared to where Jack Smith is. Oh, that's quite a acute angle, isn't it? Just too quick. Couldn't get it turned in. The cars get really unloaded on the left-hand side as you come into in-car. Every angle covered. Oh. You can really feel it.
Mr. Donald down there working with his team. And good presence of mind to get it out of there so he didn't go back to another safety car.
Ross, come on.
No record, but gee, it's impressive. Whoa, damage here with Ash Walsh. At the beginning of the last lap, the right rear ripped off that car. Someone else is involved as well.
It's Jordan Boyce.
I think it might have been Jordan Boyce, who was on for his best ever race result.
See who crosses the line next. Boyce has gone through.
So it's too late for a safety car. There will be local yellows down there, you'd have to assume.
Oh no, he's behind. Oh. So Walsh looking for the pass. How did Jordan stay on the road? Wow. So he went defensive. You can see the position of the 49, and he straightens it up too to try and defend the rear wheels. Maybe all four wheels locked up on Ash Walsh. There's the front, just grabs side by side. They touch wheels, and it has broken the suspension on Ash Walsh's car.
Somehow Boyce is still continuing in 7th.
Yeah, it hasn't damaged his, so that's just one of those crazy angles where Kosecki running pretty wide, pushing hard going into turn 6, and you can see how it just compounds all the way down the hill. The wide entry to 6, and then carrying too much speed, and then trying to recover over turn 7, and then you see the lockup.
Just pushing the limits down at the bottom of the hill, like Murph was talking about earlier in the session. And,
A lot of harm, no foul. His teammate was off there only a few laps ago.
Tyler Everingham's also further back here behind his teammate, done almost the exact same thing.
It's a popular spot for leaving the road down there as they all push the envelope. Ain't gonna go nowhere.
This is a story that we've seen all too often today. Car off at
And I think
bottom of the hill.
more so than we, in these damp conditions. So far, Bryce Forward managing beautifully. Let's try and find, there's a car.
Whoops.
Oh, Charter.
Going, gone. Oh, and ripping the left side mirror off Jack Smith's car on that wing. Hopefully that wing's okay.
He's had to run wide. And here's the replay at turn 4. Matt Charter getting the, and we don't know if, I don't think it was Smith that actually turned him, was it? Or maybe it was a second impact. Anyway, that shot didn't quite, here we go. This is the one we're looking for. So Jack Smith trying to get underneath Zane Goddard.
Okay.
Very small.
Oh, man.
Very small initial touch, wasn't it?
Will Brown was the other guy in question here, putting the pressure on Tom Randall. Couldn't get the car stopped at 11.
So he was all by himself.
Wow. Now,
I reckon it stalled. So then it stalled.
and I reckon Tyler
Everingham's
Everingham's
done
gone
exactly
straight as well.
the same thing.
Yeah.
So he's come out, there he is, he's coming across the grass, we didn't see that, so trying to work out how he got there at turn 4, so that's been determined. Up over the top of the curb, still for Will Brown, using the curb, someone's gone off, down and Brenton Grove.
Oh, that was a big hit for Brenton Grove.
And you can see the white sidewall, the white writing on that tyre, so that is the slick, the Dunlop soft tyre. Happened very often at all. The race was declared wet. It was a choice for the teams. Look at this. Oh, that's a sizable impact there.
He only
Just got the tyres, didn't he?
There was a tyre in that, and that was Armco otherwise, or barrier down there at turn 2.
So it does a little bit of panic sets in because they are just not in tune and practiced in this situation. Oh, Charter.
Just got him.
Yes, he did get him.
From that angle, it wasn't too bad. There was quite a few tyres left in that stack.
But Matt was on the outside. You can see him moving right to the outside. Brenton just coming across to take this race line. So I don't really think it was a... For Randall and Forward right at the back of the field. Difficult conditions. Jordan Boyce. Pretty good. Oh, Randall. He got him.
He hit Forward.
He got him.
He turned him. And for the second time today,
in 2 races,
Forward gasses it up and drives away.
Here's the replay. There's Boyce. He runs down the inside, protecting and out of nowhere. Just gone way too deep, Tom Randall.
I wonder if he and Ash Walsh got together before all that started.
Here we go. No, he just aquaplaned. He locked it up.
Oh,
He just absolutely locked it up. That is a horrible feeling. And he locked it up from a long way back as well.
how did he not take Bryce Forward with him then? The whole rear window assembly, actually.
Yeah, the rear door.
Now, Matt Charter hasn't come in yet for his drive-through. In car 18, he still sits 7th. He'll be running out of laps. That was issued on the restart. By the way, Tom Randall's been given 15 seconds.
Pretty tricky. He moves to the inside to get a bit of clear air and also a bit of vision. So deals with it. Oh, down the inside. Boys, way too fast. Way too fast.
He might get the fence here if he's not careful. Gee, that was tight. He's also under investigation for a safety car procedure, so... Oh, man.
Oh, my goodness. Did he lock the whole thing up like Tom Randall did a few laps earlier to be able to go off that? Just the last second, had a little bit of a brake lock, but I think he was just going too fast. Wasn't going to be able to make the corner regardless.
Wheel to wheel. Hopefully neither of those cars sustaining any steering damage. That'll be a long way home.
The kind of experience, the kind of speed, the knowledge that Shane Van Gisbergen's gained over the years. He came off the curb awkwardly. O'Keefe now, Charter is going to benefit massively.
Wheel to wheel contact, break the inside left.
And here's this moment for O'Keefe and Goddard. O'Keefe very late on the brakes, was pretty clean, but he just bounced off the curb. Awkwardly off the curb. As Zane gave him room, so he knew he was in there. I've got to give him room, and just the way He picked up the left front on the curb as well, and the car didn't respond well to that one. And it jumped, and Everingham
Just about went with it.
went with him. So watching he did easily go off. And now he's recovered to get past Walsh.
So Rougier going through. Gee, Rougier's having his best weekend. Whoa! Yesterday's race winner.
Wow.
Further back in the pack, there was drama. And it got worse for some big names like Will Brown, who had a slice of the wall through turn 1. Adam Marjoram and Matt Charter, they made contact on the first lap. Marjoram was wounded, and the field, they hunted him down. That was Jack Smith barreling through. Smith on a charge in this race. He struggled this weekend, but showed some good speed early. Then this moment, Will Brown, uncharacteristic, back to second gear, sliding out in the fence, heavy contact, and out of action for the final race of the year. Sorry, sight. Change for the lead there. Then late in the race, drama. Matt Charter on for his best ever result, and then unfortunately, Jack Smith sliced him down there at turn 11.
Putting plenty of tape on that door. The guys have finished those wheel stops now. Back behind the line, and they get the cue to release the car once they put the fuel in.
Yeah, it's pretty clear.
No, now they're having an issue with the fuel. Oh, this pit stop is very, very messy for these guys.
Will is going off. And
they've got to be careful when they drop this, Murph. We don't want another Townsville scenario here. Got to get out of there, Rihanna.
It's full.
They get it away without a flame, which is good. And Will Brown is furious. Hot under the collar.